Hey everyone, and welcome to another game by HD Phoenix and HG. In the top 1 o'clock position, we have the green Zerg Sweet, and in the 9 o'clock position, we have the blue Terran Jigs. But before we start talking about Game 2 of the Singapore StarCraft League Finals, I do want to plug our sponsors, Raygun. They have been a fantastic host. They were really good at the wildcard tournament today, and they sponsored all the game time, all the computers. And yeah, I just want to give mad props to them. So, HG, why don't you talk about our players?
Hey guys, yeah, we are back again, and basically we have the Green Zerg as Sweet here. He is a very renowned Warcraft 3 player. I just cannot emphasize enough that if you have background in RTS, you will probably be doing very well in StarCraft 2. But, yeah, do not, I mean, Jix is also a really very good player as well. He showed in the first game that he's able to handle a Braining Burst. He's able to put on the pressure with Thors at the Zerg mineral line.
And he loves drops.
Yeah, and he loves drops. The only thing that he could have done better was he could have gotten more Hellions on the field, and that is actually a pity, because if he had more Hellions on the field, those Speedlings would just roasted. They will be roasted. I mean, there's no way that Sweet could handle that number of speed. I mean, Sweet could handle that. What am I talking about? The number of Hellions on the field. So basically, you look for Sweet to actually, he might be going for the same build into 14 gas, 14 pull, and put down the pressure with a lot of Speedlings, but it seems no, he's actually going for 15 hatch. So look for.
Actually, I'm not sure.
Yes,
yeah,
it
is a 15 hatch. This is actually really gutsy, because this overall is actually going to probably park himself over here, such that he's going to make sure there are not going to be any bunkers. But once his SCV leaves the base, and remember, Jix is known for his very good scouting, Sweet is very wisely putting a drone on this SCV, such that because he is getting that early hatch, he cannot afford this SCV to make a bunker. But this SCV is going to come. Does he see the early hatch? Looking on the view. Yes, he does see that early hatch. So Jix knows, and he actually is moving out with. Wow, he's moving out with SCV. So this is going to have to be some kind of a deny. But this Overlord, there goes the bunker. But this Overlord is going to see it, and is most likely going to deny it. But is there? Wow, the spawning pool is not even done.
It's actually a 14 pool, and
there's already a Marine on the way.
Basically, I mean, as a Zerg player myself, I do not like there are bunkers just being walled up outside of the Zerg base. So look for Jix to actually put on the pressure with Marines, and yes, there's one Marine ready to get into the bunker.
Sweet is going to have to cancel this hatchery.
Sweet is absolutely in dire state now. That's why I can't wait. I mean, I can't emphasize enough that against a Terran, I'm actually not very favorable to a 15 hatch to 14 pull, because I mean, if the Terran has many ways to counter it, he can go for like what Jix is doing, a bunker rush. I mean, bunker rush is in inverted commas, but
this scout does sneak in.
I mean, it's there's just so many ways to counter a 15 hatch. He can go for fast Reapers. Before your hatchery is even done, there's one Reapers throwing bombs at your hatchery. So I mean, and Jix is actually abandoning the bunker rush.
I wonder. He was actually in a firm position of control. He could have actually held that off, but I think Sweet would most likely get a Baneling's Nest. No, he is getting a Roach Ward, and until Jix gets some Marauders there, he wouldn't be the Roaches would be able to power down the bunkers. So Jix is playing very defensively. He does have his infamous Terran War up, and oh my god, and Sweet is countering with a proxy hatchery. But these barracks that just came down, they couldn't have been placed at the worst spot. If the barracks were placed up here, they would never ever see this hatchery. Once this hatchery completes, let's look at Jix's site. Jix actually is able to see it. So Jix does see the proxy hatchery, and because of this SCV, and this is not going to work. I would have actually liked to see the proxy hatchery be here, and then giving him time to and yeah, this is no go. These Marauders and Marines are going to move down, but this is actually a very interesting play. Now, I'm not sure if Sweet is going to cancel this. He doesn't cancel it. So that's 300 minerals down the drain. So he lost minerals here. He lost minerals here, but look at this. Sweet is going to move out. This might just be a diversion from the front, and he might actually power down the front while all the army is here.
Yes, and actually, if you notice that even though the hatchery was spotted by Jix, but even if the hatchery was not spotted, if the hatchery completes, the creep will just spew all over the Terran base, and that is actually, I mean, it'll be the same outcome, but look for Sweet to actually put on a bit of pressure.
Look at the micro, the Marauder is focusing down the Roach, and he does get it, and once the SCVs came to repair it, Sweet had to pull out. Like, looking at the units lost, Sweet is so far behind on the units lost. He has lost 400 more minerals. But looking at the income, actually Jix is ahead because he is heavily ahead because all these early Zerglings and Roaches are now pretty useless because they could have been drones, but they're made into attack units.
What Sweet needs to do, yes, he's getting the fast expansion now. That's what he really needs to do. He needs to keep up with the macro. But once he sleeps with the macro, it's going to be so difficult because as a Zerg, you always want to have 2 base, and you always need to have you always want to have more lava, and you always want to have more income than Terran player. I can't emphasize that enough, but if you want, if you are playing on really high level play, as a Zerg player, you really need to have more than 1 base.
Look at how many bunkers. Jix is completely prepared for aggressive style of Sweet. It's like, wow, I really got stomped by mass units, so I'm not gonna go light on my defense at the front. I'm not gonna go crazy and get an early expansion. I'm just gonna go very standard MM. Throw in a ton of bunkers. If these are bailing busted, I have a second wall, a third wall with this bunker, and yeah, if looking on the production tab, we finally do see Sweet by Sweet, but we do see a Bailing's Nest, so it is possible. There are already Bailings on the field, and Sweet is going to play his aggressive style. But against this much defense with Marauders behind with a bunker, it's not going to work like the first time.
Jix is well prepared for it. Notice the scouting SCV at the Jalnaga Tower. He's able to see that Bailing Bus, and there goes the Bailing Bus. Will he be able to bust on the Terran wall? There are just so many Marauders, and these Marauders are just going to destroy these Roaches. But look, I mean,
wow, great control there. And once the stim runs out, look for Jix to move behind. Sweet is actually pulling 1 Roach away from the main ball, so these guys can get away. This is the sacrificial lamb, but without a second stim, Jix is just going to join his buddy SCV at the watchtower. But Sweet needs to take this SCV out because any form of push, they're going to be completely prepared for it.
The Speedings are going for surround on the Marauders. Are they going to, there's just so many Marauders. But, the Speedings are able to take out the Marauders, but look at the control by Jix. He's able to just walk and shoot at the same time. And he's able to just take out all the Speedlings. But, looking at the production tab, concussive shells are already done. So look for these Marauders to actually do much more damage on the Roaches because the Roaches are just not able to escape once they got hit by the Marauders.
Yeah. We do see the Marauders already do having concussion shells and stim, and they are gonna clear out the SCV. Jix very wisely immediately set out a second SCV to hold the watchtower, but that's not gonna happen. Map control is firmly in Sweet's control. But more importantly, looking at the income, Jix is still ahead. He's 7 harvesters ahead. This is not saturated. This is not saturated. There's so little gas. There's only 1 gas for Sweet, and Sweet is basically just making units.
I think Sweet is actually probably doing the wrong thing now. It might be biting him in the ass later on in the game because the Terran player is not showing any form of aggression, so he should be droning up more at this point of time. He should be getting either upgraded Roaches into Mutas or either upgraded Banelings. He needs to get the lair fast because if he just continues to make Zerglings and Roaches at this point of time, they're just not going to bust out the Terran wall. Jix is well prepared for it. In the first game, he saw that Sweet is going for a very aggressive Zerg play, so he's learning his lesson and he's so prepared for any form of aggression from the Zerg now. So what Sweet needs to do now is actually to just macro up and just get more units, get more mutas on the field.
Absolutely, and we don't see any kind of Thor play by Jix. So actually, Thor's would Mutalist would be very good. Jix already being a very safe person, has his engineering bay, has his missile turret, so he is expecting mutas. And once again, look at that very annoying SCV grabbing the Jalnaga watchtower. So Sweet is also prepared for any counter push. There are overlords moving out to see if there are any dropships. This spine crawler is already in place to poke any tank that drops. And right now, they're just waiting for the big push. But looking at the army composition, 4 Marauders, 1 tank, and 18 Marines against 10 Bailings and 14 Zerglings and 5 Roaches. I think with this number of Marines, actually the ball is in Jix's court. And look at that. Jix is going to drop at the top. This spine crawler is going to be ready for it. But this spine crawler is going to have to run away. It is too far. Maybe the spine crawler should have been here. And so they do chase away the spine crawler. They do chase away the overlord. And this tank is going to get a couple free drone kills.
Jix being a very good Terran, he knows that he needs to exploit all these the cliffs and the high edges. I mean, in Lost Temple, there are these
no.
Oh no, the Banelings are just going in for a bus now. Will he be able to take out the Terran Wall? I mean, if Sweet fails in this, it's gonna be, oh, he's so behind. The tanks are just gonna take